Costner's Key.
Really highlights the heart and spirit of Irving.
He represents the fabric of our country.
Thank you.
The movie star meets the Mustangs as Kevin Costner receives a key to the city of Irving. We have highlights from the ceremony. Real time, real results.
We're able to move these cameras. We can zoom in probably about a quarter mile.
Go inside the Irving Police Department's real-time crime center and see a case where cameras made all the difference. Weather aware.
We have 26 sirens located throughout the city.
During this severe weather season, we tell you what you need to know about the city's outdoor warning system. Plus an update on storm recovery and how residents are learning about the new indoor pool coming to Center Park. Now on City Source. A show of gratitude for some generators of economic activity. It's the 6th year of the Small Business Blitz. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We will have that story a bit later, but first, how Irving police are using technology to keep the community safe. With cameras and connectivity, they are able to gain intelligence that helps officers respond more effectively and more safely. We start our look at the real-time crime center with a tense moment caught on camera. What started as a routine traffic stop
I haven't done nothing.
You did.
What?
Drive without a seatbelt, your front license plate is in front of the car, and you're speeding through a neighborhood. Give me the key.
But I'm not having to do nothing.
would soon turn dangerous.
I told you to get out of the car.
I'm not gonna help with the car.
Get out of the car.
Stick around for more of this call because this is not where it ends. There will be a response aided by what's happening here.
This is our real-time crime center. Investigators' roles here are to provide real-time intelligence to officers in the field.
This is the next step in law enforcement. It's the next paradigm shift on how we do our jobs.
These little triangles are calls for service.
In this room at the Criminal Justice Center, officers collect data and most significantly, monitor cameras.
We have cameras in city buildings, city parks.
And we have 57 traffic cameras throughout the city that we have access to.
And then we also have our officers' body cams. If there's emergency or officer safety concerns or situations, we can access those to see what's going on. It'll show when they're recording if we need to access them in an emergency situation. That's kind of the pulsing, the red light there.
Also, they can not only monitor police drone cameras live,
I can actually take control of it from this real-time crime center, and then I can pilot it from in here.
in the future, local businesses may be able to voluntarily make their cameras available.
If they want us to be able to help them in a critical situation, we're able to log in and do that.
Also on the horizon, callers to 911 may be able to provide more than a verbal description.
There's even an opportunity to share a link with the caller where they can click on that link and they can show us what they're seeing in real time at that scene.
All of those views mean a more effective response.
It gives the officers an extra set of eyes. Additional information is key to a successful outcome of a call for service.
This real-time crime center is a pilot project that Irving Police started in February. Officers here are convinced it's making an impact. Bottom line, this really enhances officer safety, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really the biggest focus of everything we do.
But also serving the public by apprehending the criminals.
It's a huge asset to the police officers that are in the field, but it's also a huge asset to all the investigators that are here.
Back to this case, monitored live in the real-time crime center.
I was able to pull up our traffic cameras and find the vehicle.
Soon after, he watches the car crash into another and take off.
Because of that crash and the investigators in here watching all this happen, they were able to witness the collision, capture that as far as video evidence is concerned.
Without the cameras,
we would not have known that that accident was related to the suspect that was running from us.
They keep watching and pick him up on another camera, making some dangerous traffic moves. They figure out where the suspect ended up and launch their drone.
The drone was able to locate the suspect in the backyard of the residence. there's definitely a sense of satisfaction to be able to bring justice to that person when they so blatantly disregarded the safety of the citizens.
It was a great microcosm of the different tools and the different technologies that we can use from a field operations perspective, from start to finish, from the moment that call comes out to the point where we're able to apprehend the person.
They are seeing successful outcomes resulting from solid work in the field, supported by the latest technology.
I believe the Real-Time Crime Center is going to change law enforcement as we move forward on how we react, how we prepare for calls for service, and the overall efficiency and operational effectiveness on what we can do.
This is a very big deal. It makes us step into the future, more or less, because we're able to provide that real-time actionable intelligence to these officers.
All part of the Irving Police Department's Real-Time Crime Center.
The technology is really amazing and brings a whole new level to what we do.
Learn more about other Irving Police Department initiatives on our IPD playlist at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Irving residents are learning more about a new indoor pool coming to Center Park Recreation Center, and they're getting a first look at some concepts.
And so what you're seeing is that bird's eye view from the southeast, the water slide element that has gotten a little bit more vertical. We popped that roof up to accommodate that slide tower. Here's the sort of grand entry. There's the tot pool and then the leisure pool. So one thing we're doing is we're having a little bit of a tier in the deck. So this lower pool is the current channel. It's probably one of the most popular things, especially for kiddos, but it's also good for therapeutic. You can walk against water and it's easy on your joint.
The city hosted a public input meeting at Center Park Recreation Center where people were able to see some of the ideas shown in these preliminary drawings, and they got their questions answered. The city team will take the input collected at this meeting and use it to update the concept that will be presented to Irving City Council. Construction is expected to be complete by mid-2026. Here's what else is ahead. Next up, a public input meeting for a multi-generational recreation facility and aquatic center at Mustang Park. The projects at Mustang and Center, as well as the pool you see here now under construction at Lee Park, and a future amenity at Lively Point Youth Center, are all part of the city's vision to elevate aquatics and recreation. Learn about the full scope and sign up for project updates at cityofirving.org/playirving. And the city has a range of facilities open this summer: aquatic centers, spray parks, and the Center Park Pool. Find all that you need to know for a fun visit at cityofirving.org/aquatics. There is more summer fun at Fritz Park. The Animal Connection experience is open through July 28th. Saturdays will feature prizes such as animal races, craft projects, and more. It's open Thursday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. On Sundays, the hours are noon until 5. Admission is $4 for Irving residents. From Bull Durham and The Bodyguard to Dances with Wolves and Yellowstone, actor and filmmaker Kevin Costner has collected a lot of honors for his work. Now he has something new that only a few other people have: a key to the city of Irving. And because a lot of his work tells stories of the West, he received it in front of the Mustangs of Las Colinas. We have highlights from the ceremony.
He said to me, "Why are all these people here?" I said, "Because you're here."
Employees pour out of the towers at Williams Square in Irving to see a special moment for an Academy Award-winning actor.
So Kevin, it is a true pleasure for me to offer you and give you the key to the city of Irving.
Kevin Costner is promoting his latest movie. It's called Horizon, an American Saga, and the Mustangs at Las Colinas provide the perfect backdrop.
Well, as everyone knows, this is quite an iconic sculpture across the country, and people very much know about it. So he said, "Yeah, that'd be great."
It's a story about the American West. It's a story about hard work. It's a story about success, about triumph as well. And I think that's a very similar story to what we have here in Irving.
I do appreciate it. I'm not too cool for school. The only gesture that I can make back, truly, is that in my own profession that I choose to make a movie that will maybe touch you. Thank you.
During this event, he found some fans in City of Irving leadership. Cool day to be a police chief in Irving, Texas.
One of the coolest, yeah, it really was. Get to meet Kevin Costner and hear his story, how he's just a regular guy who's following his path.
When we were getting prepared for him to enter, his staff said, "No, he wants to walk over by the crowd. He likes to be able to be close to the people. So we changed the route for him.
I've lived a life that I never thought that I would be able to have. I've played characters who are certainly braver than I have been in movies.
He's an icon for America, and he's done some great shows, and me being a Western fanatic, I've watched quite a few of his shows.
He is leaving the city of Irving with a big question.
I'm wondering if I had that key, can I buy something here in Irving? I can. How about the statues? Could I take them? I have the key.
Now, did you ask him to bring his next film to Irving?
I said to always remember Irving and what we have done together. We'd like to do more in the future.
For now, Kevin Costner is busy with Horizon. But everyone here hopes someday he finds a field of film dreams in Irving.
This feels really good.
Horizon, an American saga, will be released in several parts, and he believes in this project so much that he's putting a lot of his own money behind it. Voters turned out in a runoff election for City Council Single-Member District Place 4. Luis Canosa will be the new city councilman. The numbers you see on your screen are the unofficial results available to us at production time. City of Irving employees are making a lot of headway in the recovery from recent severe storms. Solid Waste Services crews are catching up. They have completed their initial sweep of post-storm collection, but as residents continue their cleanup, they expect heavy pickup loads and some collection delays to continue. Listen to this number. As of production time, Solid Waste Services teams have collected more than 3,800 tons of brush post-storm. And here is something important to know. The Solid Waste Services Director says residents using a private tree trimming service should request that that business haul away the debris generated. Also, he says landfill staff have been working overtime to process all of the brush. If it does not contain trash, it is turned into mulch. Most Irving parks and trails have reopened. You can see we caught up with the urban forestry team taking care of some of the tree damage at Centennial Park. And the North Police Station on Riverside reopened after back-to-back microburst caught on camera damaged that facility. People affected by the storms will want to make note of this. Federal and state assistance is available for qualifying Dallas County residents and businesses. On your screen, you see some of the various programs available for Irving residents. They can cover home repairs, food, temporary housing, unemployment assistance, and more. Each program has its own deadline and process. Yeah, it is a lot to know, and we have compiled all of the information you need at cityofirving.org/storm-relief. With a lot of eyes on the sky this time of year watching the weather, there is reason to keep your ears alert too. Irving has an outdoor warning system.
I want to stress that it's an outdoor warning system. It's designed if you're outside when you hear it to go inside and seek information, whether it be the news media, the internet, National Weather Service, city website.
The system automatically activates anytime there is a tornado warning in the city of Irving. The Office of Emergency Management can also sound the system in 3 other cases.
A confirmed sighting of a tornado by a reliable source, whether it be a police officer, a firefighter, or a city employee, someone that's a reliable source. Straight line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour as indicated by the National Weather Service, or hail that's 1.5 inches in diameter or greater.
There are 26 sirens located throughout the city, and they are regularly maintained and upgraded.
We also conduct sound studies periodically to see if where we have a siren located is the best spot. And with all the buildings going on here, we're about to do one very soon because of all the different properties and buildings going up, where we may have to move some additional sirens around.
The Office of Emergency Management tests the sirens at 1 p.m. on the first Wednesday of each month, unless there is overcast or bad weather. In those cases, the team conducts the test without actually sounding the sirens. Now to an event that you could say has become an annual tradition for the Irving Chamber of Commerce. It's the Small Business Blitz, and this year's Blitz had some new features.
Welcome to the Rayleigh Underground. How are you doing?
Inside Irving's newest hotspot, business owners are here for a good time with a purpose.
Networking, partying.
It's the Irving Chamber's celebration to wrap up Small Business Week.
3 out of every 4 jobs that are created in this country are created by small businesses. So I hope you realize the importance of what you do.
We genuinely care about businesses. We want to make sure you're successful and happy right here in Irving.
Oh, we're just been for forever.
Even as they celebrate, a lot of business owners work to build connections.
There's a lot of us that network together, and it's like, you know, if you can send somebody my way, I can send somebody your way. Let's build that strong community that we have.
A lot of our leads, a lot of our friends in the community are from the Irving Chamber of Commerce.
Earlier in the week, the Chamber kicked off the Small Business Blitz. For the 6th year, volunteers set out to visit 1,000 small businesses in the city of Irving. They delivered resource boxes, answered questions, and expressed their gratitude for the impact they make.
The big companies come in, they get the big headlines because they bring the big buildings. But our small businesses are what support our community.
They really are the core of business activity in Irving in so many ways, in creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship, but importantly, employment.
Students from Irving ISD got involved with this year's Small Business Blitz.
I think it's really cool to see how the community is involved.
MacArthur High School senior Michelle Villagrana plans to pursue a career in real estate.
Right now that there's a lot of guests and important people, I have the ability to speak to them and ask them questions.
We were so excited to bring this component into the Small Business Blitz. It's really important for our students to see all the different options that they have once they graduate high school.
Creating the business networks of tomorrow while celebrating the impact of current entrepreneurs during Small Business Week.
We want business owners to feel so loved and so appreciated.
In other economic development news, planning for the city's next fiscal year budget is underway. Irving's budget team is looking for resident suggestions and other feedback on what should be considered. A public input session is set for June 27th at 7 p.m. at Irving City Hall. To learn more about the city's budget, visit cityofirving.org/budget. Ask questions of the budget team or make comments by emailing askthebffs@cityofirving.org. In this case, BFFs stands for Budget Fiscal Friends. Adoption of the budget is scheduled for September 12th, and the new fiscal year starts on October 1st. Residents can learn more about how Irving city government works by participating in the Irving 360 Civic Academy. The 11-week series of evening classes offers interactive insight into a range of departments. Learn more at cityofirving.org/Irving360. Applications are due July 19th. Irving will celebrate Independence Day with a 2-day event. Sparks and Stripes starts Wednesday, July 3rd at 7 p.m. with fireworks and a drone show after 9 p.m. at Levy Event Plaza. Organizers are recommending that attendees bring blankets or chairs to enjoy the show. Parking will be available in nearby garages for $10. The fun continues July 4th at 9 a.m. with a parade through the Irving Heritage District, and participants can choose to be judged in one of several categories. Following the parade, everyone is invited to enjoy live music in Heritage Park. Welcome to our Pets of the Week from the Irving Animal Care Campus. Egan is with us from Irving Animal Services.
Yeah.
And Duke. Tell me about Duke.
Yeah, Duke is a 1-year-old pit bull terrier mix. He was brought in as a stray, but that has not stopped him. He is extremely friendly, very dog friendly, loves a good tennis ball. He's absolutely obsessed with them. Very smart and already knows sit.
That's great. And what kind of family do you think would be good with Duke?
Really, if you're a first-time dog owner, he'd be fine. If you've had dogs all your life, a family with kids, family with another dog, really, he would do well in anybody's family.
And we often like to give reminders about responsible pet ownership. It's so important. The leash law in Irving, people may not be aware that there is a leash law in Irving. What do people need to know?
Yeah, so pretty much there's a state law about leashing your pets. Irving mimics the same law. Pretty much you have to keep your animals contained at all times. So whether it's on a leash, in your backyard where they cannot escape, or inside your home. That also goes in part with care and custody of the animal. So just because an animal has a leash on doesn't mean they're contained. You have to have control and custody of your pet while they're on a leash as well.
Interesting information. And how is that leash law enforced?
So it's enforced by any officer. Most of the time it's going to be animal control. It can be, a warning, a verbal warning, or a written warning. And if it continues to happen, potentially even citations.
Yeah, but that education is important, and that's why we offer these tips on responsible pet ownership. Egan, thanks so much for showing us Duke and filling us in on what's going on at the Animal Care Campus. And of course, the Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. Check out the websites you see on your screen for the latest operating hours and to see more adoptable animals. Irving residents celebrate Independence Day with a bang. On the next City Source, see highlights from Sparks and Stripes at Levy Event Plaza. Also a destination for travelers who are gamers. We will go inside a business at DFW Airport that is making a big move. Those stories and much more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And listen to this, we recently topped 7 million views. Subscribe today so you don't miss anything. And while you're there, hit that like button on the videos you watch and leave us some positive comments. And you can look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.